Alright guys, so the last lesson we have is 1.6. And we're talking about two-dimensional figures. So what this means is basically just shapes. And another word besides just shapes is we are learning about polygons. The term polygon, so there's not enough. The term polygon comes from a Greek word meaning many angles. So polygons have many angles. What's the smallest amount of angles any polygon can have? Yeah, good, 3. Because how many sides does it take to make a polygon? 3. Can I have anything smaller than a triangle that's still a shape? Because if two lines connect, they just lay right on top of each other, right? There's no way for it to make an angle. So the smallest amount of sides I can have is 3, and the smallest amount of angles we can have is also 3. So this is a polygon. A polygon is when it has sides that are connected. We call these angles the vertex or the vertices. You can still label these as sides. So this is side GH. So what does it take to make a polygon? It takes sides connecting to make shapes. So this is a polygon on this side. And then over here, these are not polygons. So I'm going to give you a list of things that makes it not a polygon. So one thing, what do you see in here that's a common thing in the not polygons? No crossing. But what's the main thing you see? Curves. Polygons do not have curves. So if you see a curve, it is not a polygon. If you see any openings, you see how this right here, it's not closed. If you see any openings, that's not a polygon. Any crossing. If you split these two right here apart and made it 2 triangles, then it would be a polygon. But crossing like that, that is not one polygon. So no intersecting lines. No intersecting lines. And you see this extra line right here? You can't have extra lines either. So you could put no extra lines. Now if I cut this piece off and it was just that, it would be a quadrilateral. How did I know it's a quadrilateral? How many sides? 4 sides makes a quadrilateral. Good. Okay, so this table right here, the number of sides versus the name. What is a 3-sided polygon called? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, hendecagon, 12, dodecagon. Anything greater than 12. It's just that number, a gon. 13, a gon. 67, a gon. 6,700 million trillion, a gon. Okay, they don't have names. What? I would like to see that too. You let me know when you find it. Okay. Y'all might have your own little thing to remember these. On your test, you're going to have to name polygons, and I'm not going to tell you this chart. So I would be familiar with these. Let's go through some things that help us. Do y'all have anything? Tri is 3, quad is 4. Does anybody have a hint for pentagon?
The pentagon.
The pentagon?
Like the government building?
Oh, yeah. And it has 5 sides? Okay. I don't do history. Pins? Do they always come in 5 pins? Don't think so. Okay. So the building, pentagon, you can think of the building. Jay thinks of pins. What about hexa? What makes you think of 6?
The hexagon.
Well, the hexagon, but doesn't 6 have an X in it? And so does hexagon. So that's how I remember 6 and hexagon. 7, y'all might not all agree with me on this one, but 7 is like a religious number, I think. And so when I think of 7 to help me remember it, I think of like my religion, and then I always like help me Lord, because heptagon. So help me Lord reminds me of 7. Might not work for you, but it works for me. 8. Don't octopus, what are their things called? Tentacles. And don't they have 8 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Nana just reminds you of 9, because N-I-N-N-O-N. How many years is in a decade? 10. I have no idea how to help you remember hendecagon.
Probably just 'cause it's weird.
It's because it's weird. Does anybody know anything that goes with 11 for Hindi? Hindu? I don't know anything about Hindu. Huh? Yeah. Does that have anything to do with 11? Dodeca. Oh, I got one for dodeca. Deca's 10, right? And dos in Spanish is 2. 2. So deca is 10, and do in Spanish is 2. So 10 plus 2 is 12. Dodecagon. Okay, alright, so besides just naming these polygons, there are other ways to name them. We have polygons can be convex, or how do you know that? You learned it before? Have y'all learned this? Oh, I didn't know that. Yep. Well, I knew it was written right there, but I had never heard of convex and concave before geometry. Y'all are just... Yeah, what did y'all learn it in? Oh, okay. So in science, when you got to concave, did you talk about things that could make a cave? Sort of? Okay. So polygons can be broken down into either being convex or concave. This is the best way that I can help you remember which is which. When you are connecting the lines in the shape, do you ever make a cave? You don't know what I mean by cave yet, so that didn't make sense. What I mean by cave, so this is a concave polygon. I can take 2 of the vertices and draw a line from each. Could you go hide in that cave? Sure. You know, I'm just like playing around, right? So if you can draw a line from 2 vertices and it makes a cave, then it is concave. And this one right here, anywhere I drew a line, I didn't make a cave. It was just already a straight line. So that was convex. Let's go up here and practice in the ones that are polygons. There's nowhere on this triangle to draw a line where it makes a cave. So this one is convex. What about this one? Anywhere that I connect vertices, there's no cave. So what's this one? Convex. So what about this handy dandy little thing? If I draw a line from 2 vertices right here, did I make a cave? So that's concave. What about the other 3? Those are all what? Convex. I can't connect 2 vertices and it make a cave. Okay? We're going to practice some more. So we already went through all the names of the polygons. You know that if it's more than 12, then it just becomes 15-agon, 13-agon. That's what that is saying. Then we can even break down our polygons even more. Equilateral, so highlight or underline equilateral, is when all of the sides are congruent. I remember this because equal ladder, it reminds me of a ladder. And if you're stepping on a ladder, you want it to be straight and sides are straight. So equilateral means all these sides are congruent. Then you also have equal angular. What do you think that means? All the angles are congruent. So we can break it down into concave and convex. They can be equiangular, they can be equilateral, they can also be regular and irregular. Here's what makes a regular polygon. If it is convex, equilateral, and equiangular, it is a regular polygon. It has to pass all 3 of those tests. So in order to be regular, I'm going to make a list right here for you. To be regular, it has to be convex, equilateral, and equiangular. If any of those three don't pass, any of them, then it is called an irregular polygon. Irregular polygon. If any of those three. So guess what? If it's concave, what kind is it? Regular or irregular? Irregular. If it's concave, it's irregular. So let's go to the back and let's practice. So there's three things that we need to name each of these. We need to name it. What's its name? We need to tell whether it's convex or concave and whether it's regular or irregular. So let's name it first. How many sides does this shindig have? 8. So what's 8? Octagon. Anywhere I can draw a cave? No, so it is convex. Can't draw a cave. Now remember, to be regular, it has to be convex. The sides are congruent. And the angles. It's already convex. Are the sides congruent? What makes me know that? The marks, the tick marks. What makes me know that the angles are congruent? What do I call those?
Rainbows.
Rainbows. Rainbows and dashes. Everybody's happy. So, because it passes all three, this polygon is regular. Okay, look at 2. What is the name of this guy? Quadrilateral. Is it concave or convex? Convex. I can't draw a cave anywhere. There's no openings where I could. Now, I'm not always going to do this little check mark. Are the sides all equal? All sides are equal? No. So guess what? Automatically it is irregular. Do y'all understand what I mean by the cave thing?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3. How many sides? 10. I counted 10, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is deca. Can you draw a cave? Yes, if I connect these two, there's a cave. So it's concave. I don't even have to look at the angles in the sides, because if it's concave, what is it? Irregular. Can you try the next 3? Sure, we would love to. Thank you. Alright, Christian E., what's the name of this guy? Penta? Is that what you said? Penta, because there are 5 sides. Pentagon. Clara, concave or convex? Concave. Taylor, regular or irregular? Irregular, because it's concave. Good. April, what's the name of this one? Hexagon. Good. Madison, concave or convex? Convex. Abby, regular or irregular? Regular. Good. Zach, name? Octagon. Good. Can I draw a cave, guys? Concave. That's a big old cave. We could have a party in that cave. Okay. And if it's concave, then it is irregular. Okay. There's one little small piece left in this lesson. Do you remember area and perimeter? This should be a review. You should already know this. We're not getting fancy. So when we are measuring the side of the polygon, the sum of the sides, what's that called? Perimeter. The sum of the sides is perimeter. However, we cannot count all the sides of a circle because circles don't have sides. So there's another name for the perimeter of a circle. What is it? Circumference. Good. So the second fill in the blank is circumference. Circumference. And then when we're finding the area, oh, I just said it. I'm so bad at that. Third one's area. When you're finding out how many what's the area, like how much flooring do you need for the floor? How much paint do you need for a wall? We're finding the area. So these are a lot of formulas. You don't have to memorize these. You know perimeter is adding all the sides, so just add all the sides. The only one you need to really remember for perimeter is this one, C equals pi d, because it's a little bit different. When you're finding the circumference of an area, this is the perimeter of a circle, but we just don't use that word. We use circumference. Do you remember the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height? Because a triangle is half of a quadrilateral. Did y'all know that? Okay. So you just remember these two. To find the area of these two, you do base times height or length times width. I like base and height. So if you remember that both of these areas are base times height, well, a triangle is half of that. And then so you just really have to remember this one, base times height, and you know that the triangle is half of that. And then the circle for area is pi r squared. So I would really just try to remember these circle ones because these kind of come back to you as common sense. So let's look at these three in the bottom. Here's the thing though, guys. Read the instructions. You have to find the perimeter or circumference and the area. So you're finding two things for each of these. So let's find the perimeter of number 1. Perimeter means I add up all the sides. Well, if the top is 17, guess what the bottom is? 17. So add up all these sides. 42. 42 what? Feet. Okay, now when you're finding the area, you do base times height. Well, it doesn't matter which one you do first, but let's go with 17 feet times 4 feet. 17 times 4, 68. Now here's where you got to be careful. You just multiplied feet times feet. What is feet times feet? Feet squared. What is x times x? Not 2x, but x squared. So this is feet squared. You mean, do I really have to remember that on a test, or you'll count me off? Yep. Yep, you got this. All right, so now are we finding the perimeter or the circumference of this circle? The circumference. So the formula for circumference is pi times the diameter. Do we have the diameter given to us? kind of, in a way. It doesn't say diameter, but we know the what? The half, which is the radius. And if this from here to here is 7, from here to here is 7, so the diameter is 14. So C equals 14 pi. Okay, now don't just type in 14 times 3.14. Actually, plug in pi. And then let's round it, sure, nearest tenth.
That's what the fractions say.
Okay, yep. Oh, that's what first period meant. Whoops. Okay. 43.9 what? Miles. Well, it says to the nearest tenth, so I'm just following directions. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. 40, because that rounds up to, so 44. Okay. Now let's find the area. Pi r squared. What's our r? 7. What's 7 squared? 49 times pi. 153.9. Miles what? Squared.
That's like a crop.
What?
It's like a crop circle.
A crop circle? That's a huge circle. It's huge. Well, that's just that's the area.
Yeah.
So really, it's not as 44 miles around. Yeah, that's a big circle. That's still a big circle. That's a little chunk of change right there. Okay, let's find the perimeter of this triangle. What does this dash mean? They're the same. So if this is 8.1, so is this. So what's the perimeter? 24.2 millimeters. Okay, now let's find the area. 1/2. What's the base? 8. Not the side, the base is 8. And the height is not the outside. The height is from the top to the base, which is 7. So half of 56 is 28 millimeters. What? Area is always squared. Because you're finding area. Area stands for A, and we always want 2 A's. That's it. You know everything. Can you do this? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, I have some practice for you. I was kind of a dingbat, and 3 of these questions are the same ones you just did, so you got the W on this one.
Yeah.
Okay? I took the L. That's that.
Oh.
So you can cross out 4, 5, and 6. I want you to do 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. What numbers are you doing? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I'm also going to pass out your study guide. I'm not promising you I'll give you the whole day tomorrow to do this in class. So get a head start. Go ahead and start working on your study guide tonight or when you finish this assignment. Do I take up your study guide on the day of the test? Yes, always. Here you go, Clara. Have you tried out?